Capricorn, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. I'm here to do your mid-March reading. We're now just one short, I'd say, I don't even know what time we go into the equinox, the vernal equinox, wherever you are in the world. I hope that you're enjoying this change of seasons. I feel the energy today. I woke up and it was 60 out. So I hope that you're enjoying a replenishment, a refreshing energy entering in. I feel with the collective reading I did a few days ago that, especially you being an earth sign, I'm absolutely certain that you are enjoying some of the grounded energies coming in through this vernal equinox and through the softening of the energies that I picked up on earlier. So I'm feeling too, walking into your energy here, that you're going through a really deep spiritual expansion upgrade at this time energetically. So I'm going to start with a very high vibe deck to get an idea of what's going on. And then we're going to take a look at the opportunities coming in, the recent past, the current energies, and the immediate future, as well as what you may not see coming. And don't pay any mind if you hear any residual noise. As with the warmth brings leaf blowers, lots of noises outside, which I cannot help. Let's see. Let me call Spirit in, though. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Capricorn. You could probably feel my excitement. I'm even wearing yellow to commemorate. Goodbye, winter. Very glad it's over. So let's spring into action. Yeah? What's going on for you, Caps, out there? Ooh, okay. Oh, we got a new doorway. Open doors. Ooh, we got some raccoon medicine showing up, too. Ooh, you're at a crossroads, Capricorn. And it might require a little strategy. You know, raccoons are very nocturnal. I've had my moments with raccoons. I used to live in Southern California in Laguna Beach, and I was in a beach house on the water, and I had a tall tree up to the loft, and I had a few encounters with the raccoon family. You do not want to mess with raccoons. So you may feel like and look at, it's almost like this raccoon is like pointing to himself or herself, recognizing that maybe a little bit of shrewdness or cunningness might be apropos at this time, especially around a new doorway. I don't know. I just got the image of a raccoon sniffing around the doorway and trying to collect data. You could be trying to just be at this doorstep, right, of a new opportunity, a new direction, and really trying to gather, right, the elements, gather the facts, sense, intuit your way into whether you want to go through that door. I feel like there's a hesitancy, and strategy has been involved or will be employed during the second half of the month. These are new doors, but maybe it's going to require you to take a leap of faith. All right. Let me get some more info. This is very peculiar. Open doors and crossroads with a raccoon. And then we have manifestation and vision quest. Ooh, some of you carry deep raccoon medicine. You know, they remind me of Zorro, where you're kind of like the swashbuckler of the zodiac, where you go in, you clean up messes, you put out fires. You know, you're the one people call when they need help. So you may feel like your life recently has been this series of events where you have to go into the unknown. Now, a vision quest entails getting acquainted with the underworld, with the darkness. When shamans had to be initiated, they would actually be buried in the earth and go through a series of nights in the ground. So you may feel like something has been in the ground, buried deep, and your raccoon senses are like unburying something, a kernel of truth, you know, a nugget of wisdom, or it could be an actual new view here where you're manifesting the opening of a new doorway through what looks like a powerful vision quest that required some strategy. Fascinating. All right, let's get into your tarot messages. Ooh. So you have the Magician energy. You have what looks like an Ace of Pentacles energy. You have Sun energy. I feel like that's the vision quest paired with the Moon. I feel like there's some sort of balancing out happening here for you. after going through maybe what may have felt like, I'm not getting a heaviness, like a heavy dark night of the soul, but like a mini dark night where you were visiting old energies. We are in retrograde energies at this moment and will be for a little bit longer through the time period I'm reading for, with Mercury and Venus in retrograde. So I think you're being mindful of it's almost like applying the lessons that you've learned, the things that you've seen, and moving forward, moving past a crossroads. It's taught you how to be more skillful with kind of like understanding what you're entering. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, now this is getting even more interesting, Capricorn. Well, the retrograde energies are really hitting you all the second half of the month, because we have the death in reverse, which is having kind of like either a long period of time for a transformation to take full effect, or death to me is transformation. So there's been something on hold. There's been something that around a love connection. It could be anybody in your life where maybe someone made a wrong choice. I'm getting that. It's like there might be a second opportunity. It could be just a healing moment, but there's an opportunity to revisit something from the past, even if it's just energetically. And it's kind of par for the course lately for the whole zodiac. Everybody's revisiting old contracts. There's been pauses. There's been strategy. There's been rewriting of contracts. There's just been this interesting energy in the air at play around revisiting past contacts, whether it's, for you, it looks like it could have been someone you were romantically entangled with, or someone that was part of your soul family. It doesn't have to be romantic. All right, recent past, we have the Ten of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. Yeah, you were trying to take charge of a situation that became very difficult to navigate. It's almost like you had to exercise logic. Almost like your choice was kind of made for you. Interesting. Now, current energy, we have a Tower, Six of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. I'm getting, you know what, from the moment I started your reading, I got this plot twist where there was a profound spiritual epiphany, and the energies are shifting surprisingly, because now we have a Tower. Interesting. It's a Tower of realizing that there's more that needs to be exchanged here, and an opening of the heart. Like I said, I was talking about a softening of the energies. Now, in the immediate future, we're clearing up some confusion. We're clearing up some unhealthiness. There's some pattern being cleared between you and another person. If you feel like something went awry, things are shifting dramatically, Capricorn, for you. What you thought was over may not be over. If anything, it looks like there's a healing moment, because in in the near future, let me tell you here, we've got a lot of masculine energy showing up here. Two people may be butting heads because they want it their way, or they're trying to be in control because they don't want to get hurt. There's fears. I'm seeing this Devil as fear and getting clear over that. And here you are in your energy, in this Pentacle energy, the King of Pentacles. I feel like you're recognizing that there's somebody you deeply care about that you may have had a falling out with, that maybe you have had some sort of rift and it got really hard in the past. You had to pull back. And now there's almost like a let's bury the hatchet kind of vibe. I don't know if you're initiating it or they're initiating it, but you've been in a crossroads about whether to move forward with someone. And it feels like you're going to redefine the connection. Defined. Yeah. Almost like you had to both be in this lost period in order to find your way back to each other. And sometimes when we release things, it's when we allow the universe to work its magic, because the energies aren't aligning. So there's a big judgment call you're going to have, and I feel like you're clearing up some things. There's some truth-telling coming in. The sword of truth is here. Spirit is indicating that you're being lovingly guided and protected here in this journey that you've been on with this particular connection. And we have the King and Queen of Pentacles here, now a match in what we don't see coming, and some clearing up of some unhealthy patterns and cutting to the truth of things. And now I feel like there's a judgment call being made and a healing moment over this connection. This feels like a huge shift in what was a rift with someone that it looks like is pretty impactful on your path. It's like you both had to go into a period of darkness to figure out how you truly feel. And the truth here is that you both do love each other and you both want to give to this. And I think you both realize by pulling apart what you really mean to each other. Let me put the king back where he belongs. Over here. Yeah. You may feel a little reluctant because you got to see a side of somebody where it got really hard. You're like, well, I wasn't being strategic. Why were you being strategic? There's this dropping of the guard. I want to get a few affirmations here to find out a little bit more. What's the T here? I receive everything that is meant for me without hesitation. I trust that my energy is sacred and that my peace matters. I can release what no longer serves me to receive all that is meant for me. You know, this could very well be, since we have there's a lot of energy around you, Capricorn. We've got 3 kings and 1 emperor. The only king missing here is the King of Wands. Interesting. This may be a friend of yours or a coworker, family member, where it's like you had to time out on the romantic attraction or connection to get clear about, does this make sense? Does this make sense for me? Because you're reconsidering a choice to come out of some sort of ending and maybe move forward. I'm not even going to say the word reconciliation. I feel like it was just a pause. And now you're realizing that there's love here. It could feel like you're having a hard time closing out an old chapter and opening up to a new chapter. I'm not going to I feel like it's the same person you've been dealing with. It could be laying one chapter to rest and opening up a new chapter. But because there's no aces here except the Ace of Clarity, I'm going to assume this is someone that you've already been dealing with. Let's see. But you're not going to put up with anything unhealthy. I see that very clearly, Capricorn. There's the Ace of Cups. This could be somebody new coming in. Now we have the Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords. So there could be some communication coming in and an opening of the heart. And it looks like it could be surprising you, Capricorn. Either you're initiating this or someone else is around this time period. Oh my gosh, we have all these aces coming out. Okay, maybe, yeah. Now Spirit is saying this could be, for some of you, I feel like it's a new person. Others of you, this is somebody you've already been dealing with. It's like you were forced to get strategic around something that you didn't really intend to. That's what it seems like. Let me clarify the Lovers and the Death in reverse so I can get a better idea of what's going on here. Woo! That's too many. We're going to take this first one that fell out, though. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. There's some massive karmic changes going on in a connection of yours. Oh, and a renewal. I think that there's a renewal here. Maybe, too, you thought maybe someone wasn't into you, but they are. This is a reconciliation. Wow, we have 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Wow, there's a significant shift in a connection of yours where it's almost like you're like, this is done. This is done. I'm over it. But truth be told, which you're telling me here, this is something you both want to give to. Maybe sometimes time apart helps, you know? It looks like by allowing the wheel to turn, you basically surrendered it. And I think it might surprise you, Capricorn, the second half of March, where you could be having some healing connectivity with somebody. Let me get an idea of what happened here in the past. Temperance. Ooh. You're having difficulty with the 10 of Wands. It's like you couldn't see eye to eye. You had to abandon something. 5 of Pentacles, Temperance. You abandoned something or someone, or they abandoned you. This could have been a friend of yours. We have the 3 of Cups, the Knight of Wands. It could have been somebody that you had a friendship with, and then something happened. I don't know. It feels like something, or there might have been an interfering party here. Because 3 of Cups over this influence is like you started to get really more logical over the way you felt about somebody. It's almost like logic took over because it had to, because you were having a difficult time blending the energies. It almost feels like there was this desire to, like you had to exercise patience, or this person had to exercise patience, but it shot this in the foot. For some reason, the spike in energy, the spike in desire, removed, patience went by. But that interfered with this really coming off the ground, and it made 2 people react in ego, in power. because it was like a situation where it was hard to temper the energy. Interesting. This is interesting. I do feel like there is going to be a major shift. Yeah, I think that this time apart, I'm getting a lot of pentacle energy too, around the time apart, allowing you to realize, you know, this is something that I want to give to. This also could be for some of you, you are looking at your position of authority at work and wanting to make a big change in your career. You know, with Lovers and Death in reverse, it's like, I no longer really love what I'm doing. I'm kind of going through the motions in my career, and I really want to feel inspired. I want to find something I love to do. And currently you could be finding that like golden opportunity that you're like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. I do think that you've got this doorway and you're at this crossroads and you are trying to figure out your path. And it could feel like a big life wake-up call in a connection or in your career. Is different for all of you, because I see here you're trying to find the truth of what you want in the near future, and you're putting in the time and energy, and you're going within to find out, is this the career path for me? Is this the person for me? And maybe the question is, what feels right now? You know, maybe just make the little micro decisions instead of the macro decision, because that's what I'm getting guided to kind of reinforce why things fell apart before. Maybe you don't have to have it all figured out, Capricorn. Just what's the next right step? There's the Hermit again. Yeah, there's been a spiritual lesson here for sure about, we have the Empress and the King of Cups. Well, I will say that whatever you're navigating at this time, Capricorn, in your destined pathway. Okay, this is destiny. Your destiny. Okay? Some of you are watching North Node in Capricorn, I'm getting for some of you, because that's your destiny. There is something happening in a connection that was destined to break down. Destined for the two of you to learn some spiritual lessons, or a career that is no longer serving you. Destined to make this big life change. And it all is around what you want to nurture. We have the Emperor, Empress here. And all of these figures, and for me, they're influences around the energies. And it feels like this person brings up a lot, or this career brings up a lot in you. A lot for you to look at, a lot for you to learn about yourself with, and a lot of personal growth. I mean, whenever I see these two together, this is the kind of growth that you want to have around your life path. In other words, this person was a catalyst for growth for you, or this career was a catalyst for growth for you, but there's a significant shift in the air currently. And it looks like an opening of the heart. It looks like a karmic change here. You know, you're reaping what you've sown. I feel like, Capricorn, you could feel like all hope was lost in something when it came to your future direction, whether it's with someone in your life, being on the outs with them, or with your career path. And it's like everything's starting to make sense now. And what it all led to you was more healing. Let's go to the near future here. I think there's some patterns that are being cleared up around control. It's funny, this is when we let go of control, we allow the energies to shift in the way they're meant to, not the way we want them to, or expect them to, or need them to, the way they're supposed to. Now look at that. I'm getting all this matching energy. We now have the Emperor, the Empress, the King and Queen of Cups, the King and Queen of Pentacles. This is your match. Whoever this is, it's like divine timing. It's all, and if it's not about a match, it's about you in divine timing. You're finding your calling. You're finding what's meant for you. You've gone down into the vision quest, right? And you've been in this deep period of unknown around a manifestation. You've been at a crossroads. I feel like you need to trust what you sense. There's a heart opening here. Wow, we have 2 judgments. I feel like there might be a connection that's being resurrected from the dead here. Or a new career path when all hope is lost. This is unbelievable. You all might have the most surprising, yeah. I think what needs to be cleared up is whatever pain was inflicted from the past and whatever fear. It's like, okay, we've got the angels have their fingerprints all over this. Archangel Michael has here. You two really love each other. This is a long-term connection. It's time to clear up the fear and the hurt and figure things out and ground in the energy. It's time to make better choices. When we know better, we do better. I feel like you were dealing with someone who had a lot of fear. And if anything, I think that patience is what you didn't have in the past. And now you realize if this is meant for me, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's interesting. I will go to this. I talked about this yesterday, and it's just a great metaphor. I was watching Younger, and in the series, it's basically this older woman who meets this really hot younger guy in a bar. And they instantly have this connection, and it goes full circle. I won't tell you the plot, but it basically is, I mean, they have a relationship. They didn't work out. And I'm not saying this could be a long lost love. I feel like it's somebody you've already been dealing with. But I really do believe the people that we're meant to be with, if we have to take time apart, it's all for the greater good. And if they don't come back, then, the thing is can you release expectations on what something should be? And can you allow it to be what it's supposed to be? Which we can't. I mean, I'm here to predict the immediate future, but I can't tell you right now that the person you're talking to, you're going to be with the rest of your life. You determine that. Your higher soul. But I can tell you that there's somebody that you're dealing with right now that you care an awful lot about, and they care an awful lot about you. And it's time to clear up the fear and start getting real. I think that once you both start telling the truth about how you feel, it's going to shift the energy. I think you both have the same vision for the future. And you can't seem to get around that. It's can you find a common ground? I told you, 4 of Pentacles. Somebody wasn't putting their all into this because there were other distractions. The Magician in reverse. Wow. I feel like I know what's happening. Yeah. I feel like this person's meant to be in your life, but maybe it's somebody that right now, when I see the Magician in reverse, I'm not getting it as a misuse of power or abuse of power. I feel like it has everything to do with being patient with your manifestation, and that you'll get the signs when it's the right time. There could be like a holding back here, but there's this judgment call over like saying, you know what, I'm going to do my part to help this move along to heal. There's 2 4s here, which is all about healing, and 2 4s make an 8. So it's almost like whatever time has passed and you two have gone within and you've been nurturing yourselves and working on self-love and self-care, you now have an opening of the heart where you're both willing to look at and be honest with the places within you that are afraid. And I feel like you now recognize that you can't force anything to happen. It's when 2 energies align perfectly when things really move forward. And I feel like the 2 of you, it's like now's not the time. You may need to wait a little longer. Let me get some clarification on that. This Magician in reverse it's like there's a little bit of this push-pull energy with this person that's working its way out. But I feel like you need to be patient with this situation. And that's what you realized when you stepped back in the past. It shifted the energy. 4 swords, double 4 swords. Oh my God. Yeah. It's like someone has more healing work to do. And what's interesting is a lot of times when I get this energy, y'all, I'll be honest with you, it truly is like walk away from this person. This person really is trying. I'm going to give you that. We got a lot of healing energy here. And I feel like you need to give someone the benefit of the doubt. Trust your discernment. But I feel like there's a lot of healing potential over this. This is someone that you really care about. It could be a father figure. It could be a mother figure. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be an ex. Whoever you need to work on your feelings of softening and forgiveness, this is what this reading is about. And allowing yourself that time too, to focus on you. You can't force people to heal, but you can certainly let go and trust the universe. If it's meant to be healed and resolved and that person is going to be a part of your life again, you have to let go of control. And I think that's the biggest lesson you've learned, Capricorn. I'm getting confirmation. Letting go of control. Yep. And you're gonna win. You're gonna win over the lesson. 6 of Wands. And for those of you who've been doing a lot of healing and you're walking away from one career and you're excited about another, give yourself a lot of grace right now. Rest, slow down, take this time. Yeah, I think you're still working on healing and wrapping up a cycle. This feels like a huge cycle for you of growth where you've been at a crossroads of manifesting what you want. And it's like whenever we wait a long time, we can get really frustrated. But the bigger and the better of what you're manifesting takes time. I mean, that's why we even have the Wheel of Fortune at all. It's about divine timing. And I'm sorry for the noise, y'all, if you can hear it. Authority and integration. This is when we try to exert control over things that we really, if anything I've learned in life, we don't have as much control. We can tap into the energies. It's really when we surrender control where the freedom begins. And that only comes from not attaching to the way you want something to end up. And it's the most freeing perspective you can take. You can love someone, but you don't possess them. You can want them in your life, but it doesn't mean you need them to validate your worth or your value. And I feel like these are deep, deep core lessons for you, Capricorn, that you've been learning. We have the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Yeah, I think what happened when you two had a falling out, you went to the worst case scenario, you started thinking about them differently. And now it's about balancing. A balanced perspective is the best perspective because we can look at someone's negative qualities and their flaws and get really afraid that that's who they are. And then we got to look at the positive qualities and then we have to evaluate. That's why the logic and the heart need to be together. And I feel like you're realizing, oh, I think maybe I had a lot of control here in the past. It got really hard and I was overanalyzing everything. And maybe I started to accentuate everything that was wrong. Now I am opening up my heart. I'm nurturing myself. I'm doing all this work on myself. There's a tower of giving to this. My heart is opening. So is theirs. There's a big shift in the energy here. And then we have authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. It's the balance. True authority is the balance of power and directiveness, but also being receptive, wise, and loving. Interesting. I feel like you're at a new beginning in a connection that went awry. But it served so many karmic lessons. Capricorn, be patient with this. Now we have Green Tara, supreme protection. This could be a healing with a family member. It could be a healing with a friend. It could be, I can't really determine exactly the nature of this connection, but you've been at a crossroads with this and you both have gone deep into what you mean to each other. And at the end of the day, I don't feel like you're going to let go of this person. I think you're triumphing over a healing phase of this connection. I'm so sorry. They've been around all morning. I have a mother and her family, her son and his kids on either side of me. And so when the leaf blowers come, they do both yards. They've been here since like 9 a.m. and I had to start working. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. So let's read. Oh my God. It's like a symphony of leaf blowers. It is. It's a symphony. And maybe that's too, that's true as well. You had to remove all the noise lately of your fear, of your mind trying to figure something out when all you had to do was let go of control. Let's look at Green Tara. Legend has it that Avalokitesvara, oh gosh, I butchered that, y'all. The personification of perfect compassion was looking down on the earth one day and cried tears when he witnessed all the suffering in the world. When the tears hit the earth, a lotus formed from which Tara, the goddess of compassion and light, was born. That's what was missing here. I think you both lost sight of, or maybe what's returning. You know, people can hurt us, but it's true forgiveness and compassion that we need as a result. And it doesn't mean we forgive their actions. We forgive the pain that it caused us, right? And that's the emotion. It's not their actions you forgive. It's the emotion that it elicited. She has many forms based on different colors, and we have chosen green in this oracle because she brings a light of protection and safety with her. Always compassionate and loving, she helps us move into a new state of being and doing. You are safe. Protection is all around you. The worst is behind you, and you're ready to move beyond the challenges that were set out for you. Cords are being cut between you and your past so that you can feel energetically clear and aware. Don't worry about recalling fearful experiences. They aren't going to be recreated now. Just acknowledge them and leave them behind so you can step into a space of spiritual and personal freedom. Green Tara has placed a force field of complete love and acceptance around you. She's here to tell you that you no longer need to build up walls around your heart, and that it's safe to trust what you feel and who is in your life today. Now, if that isn't a beautiful acknowledgement of the energies I just picked up on, wow. Let's get one final message with the Sacred Forest. What Sacred Forest Oracle element wants to come forward? Actually, we're just going to look at all these three. Miracles, change, and transformation. How beautiful is that? We've got the rainbow symbolizing unity consciousness and the transformation of the butterfly and the dragonfly. This is a gorgeous transformation of a connection. I think it's taken you by surprise, Capricorn, how much the energies have shifted since the two of you had your falling out. There's a beautiful integration, and I think what you realized, the lesson underneath all this was letting go of control. I'm going to read miracles because that's what this feels like. Almost like a miracle healing with someone in your life. It's beautiful. This is profound. The spirit of the rainbow waterfall says, everyday miracles are occurring around you. Watch for and embrace them. Let go of fear and doubt. As you notice and accept the small wonders in your life, greater gifts will grow around you in spectacular ways. Be open to receive. The rainbow after a storm represents hope and promise for a bright future. Know now that the gifts of the universe are flowing into your life. This is your time. Let go of fear and doubt. All is well. You don't have to do it all yourself. Let the Creator step in and solve challenges for you in mysterious and wondrous ways. In some beliefs, rainbows are considered a promise from above that all is well. Remember that your life is a miracle. My goodness, Capricorn, you gave me the goosies. Someone mentioned the other day I should put that on a shirt. I feel like there's a powerful healing going on between you and someone that you deeply care about. And I think that it brought up a lot of fear and doubt. Your faith was tested, but there's a beautiful miracle at hand in the second half of March. Be open to forgiveness and exercise as much compassion as you can. Okay? Powerful lessons indeed on the path, Capricorn. Namaste. Take care.